prison guards plotted to ambush inmates awaiting release. Put it up, full mass. Corrections officers at a person in New Jersey planned going away parties for the purpose of ambushing and assaulting inmates awaiting release. The incident happened between April 2019 and December 2019 at the Bayside State Prison in Leesburg, New Jersey. A corrections officer from New Jersey who watched two separate attacks on inmates in officers' quarters by fellow inmates and a colleague during a, quote, going away party is going to prison. Joshua Hand, 35, was sentenced on Tuesday to 20 months, more than a year and a half in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release and a fine of $10,000. That's according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. He pleaded guilty to charges of depriving two inmates of their right not to be subjected to cruel and unusual punishment, prosecutors said. Court documents said the attacks at the prison were common. They happened when officers would initiate a, quote, going away party for an inmate nearing the end of his prison sentence or their transfer to another unit or facility. Now, when you see terms like this, a going away party, right? That means there's a culture. Culture and language go hand in hand. You can call it code if you choose. But the fact that they knew what to say in order to get it done, and it wasn't simply among the corrections officer, it was also other inmates involved to do their dirty work, obviously in promise of some kind of treatment at the prison. So correctional officers orchestrated the assaults, and then they recruited other inmates to carry out the assaults. Sometimes the correction officers themselves either helped or restrained the inmate or directly participated in the assaults. The assaults took place in areas of the prison's kitchen, out of sight of surveillance cameras, so that there was no visual record. The first one happened shortly before victim one's scheduled release from prison. He was summoned to the officer's quarters by Hand's colleague, who was identified in court documents as John Makos, 44 years of age. Shortly after victim one entered the officer's quarters, the exit door was blocked, and he was assaulted by several inmates and taken down to the floor as Hand and Makos watched. During the assault, victim one was held down by several inmates while others delivered punches and other blows to the torso, arms, and legs of victim one. One of the inmates delivered multiple punches to victim one's lower body and torso. Another inmate was positioned near the door as a lookout. Victim one was injured during the assault, but did not complain to prison authorities because he feared that his discharge date might be postponed. Later that day, victim two was in the officer's quarters at the prison with Hand and Makos. Without provocation, Makos struck victim two in the legs multiple times with a broomstick while Hand watched. Makos pleaded guilty in the case and was sentenced to 30 months or 2.5 years, officials said. First of all, not enough time. It's not enough time. It's not enough penalty, not enough punishment. And here's why. In positions of public trust, you are held or should be held to a higher standard of responsibility, not a lower one. Number two, this is not them calling a buddy to do an immature thing against someone in retaliation. This is them literally utilizing their authority in government to manipulate individuals that really have no power inside of that facility, inside of that jail, to put physical hits on people. Where's the conspiracy charge? How about RICO? How about the other individuals who allowed this to happen, the sergeants, captains, etc.? Okay. Being thoughts here.
You know, you made it plainly clear there. It's a terrible dereliction of duty. It's a terrible moral failure. And, you know, I'm glad at least they're getting prison sentences. And at the end of those prison sentences, I hope at least they are rewarded with one hell of a going away party.
Yeah, there you go.